So the class is on the immunity. Specific learning objectives of this session are: at the end of the session you will be able to define the immunity, which are the different organs and cells which involved in the immune response. That you can also enumerate the names and also mention their function. You can also describe the which different types and components of immunity. And lastly, you may have some concept regarding the what is antigen. I think this topic is already been covered in the physiology. Today just I am going to revise this topic. So what is immunity? So immunity is basically a protective system of our body, which basically protects our body cells or body system against the different organisms, infectious organism or toxins that may lead to damage the tissue or organs. So this is a protective system of our body. These are the different organs which are involved in the immune system. So basically our immune response, that is the acquired immune response, that consists of the different organs. First is the bone marrow and thymus. In bone marrow can synthesize the different types of the, because it is the major organ which is associated with the hematopoiesis. So by this hematopoiesis, this bone marrow can synthesize the different types of the cells like the RBC and platelets. Other than these RBC and platelets, bone marrow also synthesize certain stem cells that can give rise to synthesis of the B cells, that is B lymphocytes. That is the stem cell which can mature into the bone marrow, and it is known as the B cells or B lymphocytes. So these B lymphocytes also associated with the immune system. Then other types of the like granulocytes, like neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils, they are also synthesized from the bone marrow stem cells. These bone marrow stem cells also synthesize the natural killer cells, that is also known as a NK cells or natural killer cells. So these all cells, B cells, granulocytes, natural killer cells, they are associated with the immune response. Other than these types of the cells, bone marrow stem cell also gives rise to synthesis of certain premature thermocytes. These are the immature thermocytes, then they will travel up to the thymus. In thymus, these premature cells that are synthesized from the bone marrow stem cells, they are matured by the thymus cells, and these cells is known as a T cells or T lymphocytes. These T lymphocytes are also associated with the immune response. So these bone marrow synthesizing cells, B cells, premature T cells, granulocytes and natural killer cells, these all cells, they are associated with the immune system or immune response. In thymus, these T cells are also synthesized. Actually they are not synthesized, but they can only mature into the thymus tissue. So this bone marrow and thymus, these two organs, they are known as a primary lymphoid organ. Now other than this second primary lymphoid organ, there are the certain secondary lymphoid organs. Main is a lymph node. Lymph node are the main secondary lymphoid organs. Then spleen. Spleen is also main secondary lymphoid organ, and after that lymph node and spleen, there are the certain mucosa associated lymphoid tissue which are present into the our mucosal cells or mucosa of our body. So these three, lymph nodes, spleen and mucosa associated lymphoid tissue, they are the secondary lymphoid organs. So these secondary lymphoid organs, they consist of different types of the cells which are synthesized from the primary lymphoid organs, that is the bone marrow and thymus. So this spleen organ, they contains the different types of the main function of the spleen is to destroy the old RBC. But other than this function, spleen has also important functions of immunological barrier, means it will destroy the certain foreign elements or antigens which are present into the blood. So this is a spleen is a important immunological barrier of our body. So and the lymph node can destruct the different types of the foreign elements or antigens which are present into the lymph of our body, because all the lymph nodes, they have the draining system from by the lymph. This lymph is the fluid which is drained from the different tissue. So any tissue, if it is infected with the certain foreign material, this foreign material or antigen, they will traverse along with the lymph into the lymph node, and in this lymph node they consist of different types of the immunological cells. These cells will destroy this foreign material, and those types of the different foreign materials which can infect the mucosa, these mucosal foreign body, they will be destroyed by the mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. So these are the different cells and different organs of immune system. Now spleen consists of the different types of the cells, like it consists of the B cells, so B lymphocyte, T lymphocytes, also consist of the certain antigen presenting cell. Now what do you mean by antigen presenting cell? So when the foreign material or antigen will come into the blood, suppose it infects the blood, when it comes to the spleen, so in the spleen there are the two antigen presenting cells are there. One is a macrophage and second is a dendritic cell. So these macrophage and dendritic cell, they are also called the phagocytic cell. So they will engulf the antigen and they will destroy the antigen into the small particles. These small particles, they will attach with the certain our self protein molecule, that is known as a histocompatibility proteins, which are synthesized in our body in each and every cell of our body. So they will first bind this small particle which is digested from product from the antigen molecule by macrophages. They will bind with this MHC molecule, that is MHC, major histocompatibility complex molecules. So after this processing, they will now this antigen, it will be presented to B cell or T lymphocyte, because these B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte are important cells for the immune response. So now they will be present to the B or T lymphocyte. So because of this process is only done by the macrophage and dendritic cell. These macrophage and dendritic cell are known as antigen presenting cell. So this spleen contains B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes, antigen presenting cells, macrophage and dendritic cell. Other than this, they also consist of the natural killer cell. This natural killer cell, they will directly engulf the whole antigen molecule and they will destroy them. So they contains also the natural killer cell. So these are the different cells which are present into the spleen. Lymph node also consists of the B lymphocyte, T lymphocyte, macrophage and dendritic cell. Natural killer cell are not present into the lymph node. So in these slides we have discussed about which are the different organs and which are the different cells which are associated with the immune response. Again, this slide shows there is a graphical presentation of organs which are associated with the immune system. So there are the two types of the organs associated with the immune system: primary lymph node organ and secondary lymph node organ. So the primary lymph node organs, they are the bone marrow and thymus. And secondary lymph node organs, they are the spleen, lymph nodes and mucosa associated lymphoid tissue, because these two organs are associated with the synthesis of the lymphocytes, B bone marrow for the B lymphocytes and thymus for the T lymphocytes. And these B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes, along with the certain another cells like granulocytes, natural killer cells, macrophage, dendritic cell, they are present into the spleen. They are also present into the lymph nodes, but lymph nodes are devoid of the natural killer cells and granulocytes. But granulocytes and dendritic natural killer cells are also present into the spleen. And mucosa associated lymphoid tissue, they are associated with the destruction of the antigens which are present into the mucosa. So this is the functional organization of the lymphoid organs. So we have seen that the primary lymphoid organs are the two organs, bone marrow cells and the thymus cells. So first, these bone marrow stem cells, they can give rise to synthesis of the lymphocytes, that is known as a B lymphocytes. The name of the B lymphocytes is from the bursa of Fabricius into the birds avians it has been found, so it is name of the cells has been given B lymphocytes. If the stem cells giving rise to the cells which are traversed towards the another tissue, that is the thymus, and in that this stem cell mature, it is known as a T lymphocytes, from the T from the thymus. So T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes are synthesized by the primary lymphoid organs. Then these B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes, they will goes into the secondary lymphoid organ. Now again secondary lymphoid organ, they are of the two types. One is encapsulated lymphoid organs, means that lymphoid organs which are capsulated by certain capsules. There are the two types. One is lymph nodes, another is the spleen. In uncapsulated lymph node organs, that are the mucosa associated lymphoid tissue, those lymphoid cells which are associated with the mucosa, it is called the Malt tissue. These lymph nodes, the function of the lymph node is how they will give the immunological response. So they will respond to the antigen into the tissue. As I already told you that the tissue fluid which drain into the lymph, and this lymph drain into the lymph node. So if any tissue is infected with the certain foreign molecule, this foreign molecule along with the tissue fluid goes to the lymph and towards to the lymph node. So in the lymph node they containing B cells, T cells, along with that it also contains the macrophage, dendritic cells. So these macrophage and dendritic cells, they will engulf the antigen and they will present it to the B or T lymphocytes. These B lymphocytes, they will produce the antibody and they will destruct the antigen. But T cells, they will lead to the cell mediated immune response. What is humoral immune response, what is cell mediated immune response, we will discuss after. Then this spleen mainly their immunological response is response to the antigen which are present into the blood, and mucosa associated lymphoid tissue, they response to the antigen which are present at the mucosal surface. So those antigens, either they infect the tissue directly or they infect the they infect the direct mucosal tissue or they infect the blood. They all will be recognized by our secondary lymphoid organ and they will destruct them by their immunological response. Now types of the immune response, there are the basically two types of the immune response. One is the humoral immune response, second is cell mediated immune response. Now what do you mean by humoral immune response? Those immune response that is governed by the B cells or by antibody production. So when the antigen will come, if the antigen, after that antigen is presented to the B cells, this B cell will, clone of the B cell will be maturated and they will produce the large number of the B cell, which B cell in their cell surface they contain the certain antibody. So these antibody are large number are synthesized. These antibody, they are complementary to antigen molecule. So antibody can bind to the antigen and they will lead to the antigen antibody reaction. So this type of the immune response that is governed by the B cells by the antibody production, it is known as humoral immune response. So because of this antigen antibody reaction, the temperature by this antigen antibody reaction, agglutination reaction, it will lead to the increased body temperature. So we may felt a fever or high body temperature when the body is infected with the certain types of the foreign molecule. Then second is the cell mediated immune response. Cell mediated immune response is by the governed by the T lymphocytes, and these T lymphocytes, they doesn't produce the antibody but they direct leads to the engulfment of this foreign particle and destruct the that type of the antigen. So this is the cell mediated immune response. So in nutshell, you should know that humoral immune response is presented by the B cell, while cell mediated immune response is governed by the T cell. Now, how this B cell and T cell are developed or they are maturated? So, as I already told you, these both cells they are first synthesized from the bone marrow stem cell. So, this bone marrow stem cell they will give rise to another types of the pluripotent stem cell, that is known as a, we have seen that what is multipotent stem cell, totipotent stem cell, unipotent stem cell, pluripotent stem cell. So this stem cell gives rise to pluripotent type of the stem cell, that is known as lymphoid stem cell. So this lymphoid stem cell either can synthesize into the pro B cell or pro T cell. This pro T cell they will goes into the thymus gland, and this pro T cell will mature into the T cell molecule. So first these will again synthesized by the T cell receptor, then it will be maturated into the three different types of the T cell. One is helper T cell, as they contains this type of CD4 types of the proteins on their cell surface. So they are known as a CD4 plus lymphocyte. Then second type of the T cells are the cytotoxic T cell. They can give rise to CD8 types of the proteins in their cell surface. So they are also known as CD8 plus lymphocyte. Then another types of the cells T cells is the suppressor T cell. Now again helper T cell is the two types. Type 1 helper T cell and type 2 helper T cell. Type 1 helper T cell, they will, this is the type 1 helper T cell, they will bind to the immature B cell through their this type of the CD4T. Now what is CD? CD is the cluster differentiation. This cluster differentiation, there are the different types of the protein. There are the large number of the cluster differentiation from the CD1 to CD, around CD250 has been identified till date, around CD1 to CD250. There are the different types of the proteins only, but they have the first has been identified as a cluster, and as they are differentiated, different types of the cluster of proteins are present in the different cells. They have given name as a cluster of differentiation, the cluster differentiation. According to their different types of the nature or different types of the structure, they have been given name according to their identification number. So CD1 to around CD250 has been found till date. There are the large number of the CD proteins are there. So these cluster differentiated proteins by their CD40 which are present onto the B cell, they will bind by this T cell receptor helper T cell 1, and these will lead to the methyclone of the B cell to produce the immunoglobulins. Mainly IgM and IgD are present into the B cell surface. So this is the function of the helper T cell 1. Now helper T cell 2, it is also another types of the helper T cell. This will gives rise to maturation of this B cell, along with this B cell T cell will gives rise to synthesis of the memory T cell. So this memory T cell will helpful when the second type, when the same type of the antigen will come into the body at the second time, it will directly identify that this type of the antigen has been already come. So this helper T cell will directly stimulate the B cell which have already produced the antibody against that type of the particular antigen. Now cytotoxic T cell that doesn't involve in the B cell activation, but this cytotoxic T cell, as the name suggests, they will directly engulf the foreign cells or foreign antigen tissue and they will destruct them. So it is the name, it is the cytotoxic T cell. Third is a suppressor T cell. As the name suggests, when all the antigen which are infected to the body, when this antigen has been destroyed by the cytotoxic T cell or helper T cell or B cell, then this suppressor T cell molecule will leads to suppression of immune system. It means it will decreases the activity of helper T cell, cytotoxic T cell and B cell. It is also necessary because if this cell is not there, then this once this becomes helper T cell, cytotoxic T cell and B cell, they are activated, they will continue they will function, and they will lead to the destruction of antigen, and once the antigen is destructed, they will also start to destruct our own cell tissue. So to prevent this hazardous effect, suppressor T cell is necessary. Then fourth type of the T cell is the memory T cell. So this memory T cell is helpful when the second this same antigen will leads to infect the body for second time. So this was all about the T cell development. Now what is B cell development? So this pro B cell in the bone marrow only, they will first by interleukin 7 they will proliferate into the pre B cell, then by the when there is a requirement, this is also known as a clone of the B cells, this proliferate into the immature B cells with monomeric IgM and IgD molecule on their surface. Then they can, according to they will be differentiated into the IgM producing cell B cell, IgD producing B cell, IgA producing B cell, or IgE producing B cell. So these are the antibody producing mature B cell. So this is the B cell maturation and this is the T cell maturation. Now these interleukin 7, the interleukin 7 they are also called the cytokines. There are the different types of the cytokines are there. There are the chemokines also, cytokines containing the interferons, interleukins, tumor necrosis factor. So you just should know that these are what is the interleukin 7. Actually they are the these interleukins or cytokines, they are the messengers of the immune system. They will gives the message from one cell of immune system to the another cells of the immune system. Either how they will, so messenger means they can talk. This is the talk in between the immune system cells by these messengers, that is the cytokines. Either they may be the tumor necrosis factor, either they may be the interleukins, either they may be the chemokines. So these are the certain cytokines. Now types of the immune system. So basically our immune system, that is the protective system, this immune system protects the organism from infection with layered defense of increasing specificity. Suppose first the any pathogen will come, there are the certain physiological barrier in our body, like if the antigen will expose or attach to our skin, the skin acts as a protective barrier. So it is also one type of the part of the immune system. Then like the hairs of the our nostrils, so any molecule which infect the which attach to this nostril, they will be attached to the nostrils hair and they will prevent the certain sticky formation into the nostril that prevents the movement of their antigen to infect our body. Then our saliva also contains certain enzymes also, they will prevent the or they destruct the antigen which are infected into the mouth. Then certain ciliary movements of our bronchi tissue. So these are the different physiological barriers which prevents the infection of this antigen molecule. So first, this is known as the first layer. So that is also called the innate immune system or natural immune system, which will protects our body. This natural immune system protects our body from the antigen infection. Then second type is the adaptive or acquired immune system. This acquired immune system, actually this immune system that consists of the T lymphocyte and B lymphocyte, that we have already discussed how B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte, how T cell helps to the cytotoxic T cell helps to destruct the cells, and how helper T cell helps to produce the mature the B cells, and these B cells produce the antibody. So these all comes under the acquired immune response or actual immune response or immunological response, that is by the adaptive immune system. But this natural natural immune system, they consist of the immunological or physiological barrier. So first, this innate immunity or natural immunity, the defense mechanism that present even before the infection. So before any infection has been occurred to our body, that type of the defense mechanism is already there, like the skin is already there even before we are exposing to any type of the infection, like an example of the corona. So this coronavirus, if they are the also antigen, they will infect our the body tissue. So it is not like that the only once the corona has been come, then and then our physiological barrier has been generated, but this type of the defense mechanism is already before the infection has been occurred. It provides the immediate protection against the exposure to the new pathogen because it is already there. It is non-specific because it cannot like that the skin is only skin or nostrils of the hairs. They are only gives the protection against the certain particular pathogen like certain bacteria, certain viruses. They will give the protection against each and every types of the pathogens which are non-humoral or non-body component or foreign component. They are the first line of defense because it is always ready to protect and eradicate the infection, but they does not confer the long lasting immunity because they are just gives the barrier to the foreign material. They cannot destruct them. Which are the different types of the barriers which gives the innate immunity or which provides the innate immunity? Like the skin and skin oils, they are the defense barrier. Chemicals which are present into the perspiration, saliva, tears, then hair in nostrils, cilia of respiratory tract. So these are actually the physiological barrier. So due to this innate immunity, what certain times what it will lead to, body also gives the response to their foreign material. So at that time what the body will do at the site of the infection, it will lead to the inflammatory response, means it will increase the blood flow to that infected material, and it will gives rise to increased WBC, that is the leukocyte or protective granulocytes like neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. Their number will be increased at a site of the infection. So these cells or in foreign material will be engulfed out and it will destructed out. So this is the inflammatory response, this is the protective response, and because of this antigen antibody reaction or there is a increased WBC count or WBC cells, and they are encountered with the antigen or foreign molecule, it will gives rise to increased body temperature. So that is felt as a fever. So this fever is not hazardous at each and every time. The fever is also a protective mechanism of our body against the foreign molecule. Now which are the different components of the immunity? So innate immunity, again this innate immunity, basically there are the two types of the immunity. One is innate immunity, another is a adaptive immunity. Again these both immunity will be divided into two types according to the humoral immune response, means response that doesn't involve any cell, and this another response that is cellular immune response, that is response which associated with the certain cells. So this type of the different humoral immune response that contains different components, that is known as humoral components, and cellular components, that is thus that will give rise to cellular immune response. So there are the two different components. So question may be asked like the describe the components of immune response. So you have to describe the components of innate immune response in humoral immune components and cellular immune component. Again same like to into the adaptive immune response. So which are the components which associate with the humoral immune response? So one is the enzyme like the lysozyme, phospholipase A2. These lysozymes, they are mainly present into the tears, they are also present into the saliva. So they are into the innate, they will give to the natural immunity or natural protection. Certain types of the peptides or proteins, certain peptides, sorry, they are like the example beta defensins. These peptides, they are synthesized by the skin and cilia of respiratory tract and nostrils, hairs of the nostril. So they will give rise to natural protection. Then certain proteins of the complement system. So these proteins of complement system, they also helpful as a natural immune response. Then mannose binding lectin, which are also lectins, which are also called the basically they are glycoproteins. So these glycoproteins, they are the proteins which having the certain carbohydrate on their surface. So these carbohydrate like the carbohydrate molecule, they will bind mannose molecule which are present onto the antigen molecule. So these lectin will directly bind to the foreign material and they will present to the another immune components. So this is the mannose binding lectin is also a component of humoral component of innate immunity. Then C reactive protein and lung surfactant, they also helpful to gives the immune response against the certain particular pathogen into the lung also and into the blood by this natural immune response. C reactive protein, you already know what is C reactive protein. This C reactive protein, when the small routine infection like that is the rhinorrhea or small little cough, they will directly will do the any inflammatory response in our body will increase the C reactive protein level. So because of this, because of that, this also known as a acute phase protein, C reactive protein. Then these all are the humoral components. Now which are the cellular components? Mainly the phagocytic cell, which are the neutrophils and macrophages. They are already there. Means it doesn't wait for when the any infectious molecule will come, then and then body will start to synthesize the neutrophils and macrophages. But these neutrophils and macrophages, these epithelial barriers, these natural killer cells, they are already there in our body. So when this antigen will come, they will directly, this phagocytic cell will engulf them and they will try to destruct them. Like natural killer cells also, they will directly engulf the foreign material. So they will gives the natural protection against the any infectious material. So these are all the humoral components and cellular components of natural immunity or innate immunity. So this was all about the innate immunity. Now what is adaptive immunity? Adaptive means once there is a adaptation will come. So these type of the mechanism that are stimulated by the only microbes or pathogens, and they are capable of recognizing the non-microbial substance like antigens also. So they will any pathogen will come, they will then they are the first defense cannot resist the body against that type of the pathogen, then this adaptive immunity mechanism will start to work. They will stimulated by these microbes and they are recognized capable, they also recognize a certain antigen. They will develop later after exposure to the microbes. Initially only develops the innate immunity, then after that if the innate immunity cannot resist the against that type of the foreign molecule, then adaptive immunity will develop and is more powerful in fighting infection than the innate immunity. Immune response, basically it refers to the adaptive immunity. When adaptive immunity start to work against the foreign molecule, then and then immune response is actually started. It allows the stronger immune response and immunological memory also, which you have already seen we in the T cell development, that is memory T cell. So this B cell, T cell function, they all comes under the adaptive immunity. So because of that it gives the stronger immune response. Now which are the components of the immunity, that is the adaptive immunity components. So humoral components of the adaptive immunity, that are the antibodies. We have seen that humoral immunity response, they are governed by the B cells. So in B cell development we have seen that the B cell gives rise to synthesis of the certain B cells which can synthesize the A antibodies, D antibodies, M antibodies or E antibodies. So these antibodies, they are the components of the humoral immune system of adaptive immunity, because these antibody are secreted by the plasma cells. That plasma cells, they are the B cells which are synthesized by the clone of the B cell. So this is the antibody is a humoral components of adaptive immunity. Now which are the cellular components of cellular immune response of adaptive immunity? They are the T lymphocytes, which we have seen in the T lymphocyte development, that are the activated into the thymus gland, and then they will be differentiated either into the helper T cell, either into the cytotoxic T cell, either into the suppressor T cell. Another type of the T cells, that is the memory T cells, that is given by the, that gives the memory, immunological memory to the adaptive immunity. So these all comes under the adaptive immunity, that is basically by actual immune response by B cell and the T cell. So this was all about the basic concepts of organ involved in immune system, which are the different cells involved in the cells and their function in the immune system, which are the two basic types of the immunity or immune mechanisms, innate immunity, acquired immunity. Again they are the divided into the types of the response, humoral response or cellular response. They are again divided into the humoral immunity or cellular cell mediated immunity. Then before going to that, adaptive immunity are also classified another than this humoral immune response and cellular immune response. They are also classified into the active immunity and passive immunity. I think you already learned what is active immunity and passive immunity in physiology. So just I want to revise that the active immunity is the immunity which are more stronger, passive immunity are less stronger. Active immunity is when in the particular person's body, when their immune system gives the protection or gives the immune response against the foreign material. While passive immunity, it is the immunity which are comes from the outside of the body, like in the fetus. In fetus, certain immunoglobulins they are transferred there. Fetus cannot develop the directly immunity against the foreign molecule, but the certain antigen antibody molecule which are transferred from the mother, they will gives rise to immunity to that child. So this type of the known as a passive immunity. Also certain times we are giving the immunoglobulin injection like anti-serum, certain immuno RH immunoglobulins, or any types of the mechanism which we are gives the certain certain antibody molecules from the outside of the body into the body, that is known as passive immunity. So this adaptive immunity is also divided into the active and passive immunity. Passive immunity doesn't last longer, active immunity lasts longer because it is already situated in our body. So now comes to what is antigen. Antigen, they are actually the foreign substance. They can stimulate an immune response in the body. Most of the antigens they are the proteins, but some are carbohydrates, lipids and nucleic acids also. The specificity of the antigen is due to the specific area of its molecule. Also they are called the antigenic determinant sites or epitopes. These epitopes will bind to the antigen binding site of the antibody. Already you learn in protein lecture in initial months of your syllabus about this. What are the immunoglobulins, which are the different types, what are their function. So at present we are not going to discuss them again. Now this is also important, histocompatibility antigens. Already I have told you that when the antigen presenting cell like macrophage and dendritic cell, they will engulf the foreign molecule, they will destruct into the small particles, then they will process these antigen molecule particles with the certain self molecule, means which are present in our body. That type of the molecules known as a histocompatibility antigens, which are present in our body. So once these foreign molecule particles process or bind with the histocompatible antigens, then and then they will be presented to the B cells or T cells for their further immunological response. So histocompatibility antigens refers to the antigens present on the plasma membrane of cells of each individual of the species. So they are our own cells molecules. These antigens are encoded by the genes. They are known as the histocompatibility genes, which are collectively called the major histocompatibility complex. They are actually located into the short arm of the chromosome number 6, and they are also found onto the surface of the leukocytes. So that type of the molecules which are MHC present onto the leukocyte surface, they are known as a human leukocyte associated antigen or HLA antigen. So HLA typing is also done in the before the any organ transplantation. Here actually it is a space in, they are extensively studied into the organ transplantation. So for graft rejection and graft reception, that is decided based on the basically human leukocyte antigen which are present onto the our nucleated cell. No two persons except these identical twins, they have the same MHC protein. So MHC protein structure are different in each and every person of different types of the species. So two persons are not identical in MHC protein. So because of that, no two one person can directly they can accept the foreign graft. So in organ transplantation, it is required the HLA typing because of this thing, because they have the non-identical MHC protein. Now, which are the types and cellular distribution of the MHC molecules? There are the basically three types of the MHC molecule, that is the self, our body's self, antigen molecule, which are synthesized by different types of the cells of our body. So MHC1 molecule, they are present in the whole nucleated cell of our body and also into the platelets also. Then MHC2 molecules, they are present mainly into the cells which are associated with the immune response, like B lymphocytes, activated T lymphocytes, onto the macrophage, also into the dendritic cell. These MHC2 molecules are present. MHC3 molecules, they are present into the components of complement system. Complement system, actually they are also helpful in synthesis of the certain molecules, and it will lead to the production of the immunological response. This whole detailed complement system you will learn into the second year in microbiology. At present you should know what is complement system. It is associated with the immunity or immunological response. Then some cytokines. I already told you that in B lymphocyte, T lymphocyte development slide about the interleukins. That is, interleukins are also the cytokines. So these cytokines, that type of the molecule also contains these MHC3 types of the protein. But our main interest is MHC1 and MHC2, because any antigen which is processed with the MHC1 molecule, that antigen will be presented to the cytotoxic T cell, while any antigen molecule that is processed with the MHC2 molecule, they will presented to the helper T cell. So this is the basic difference between the T cell response of cytotoxic or helper T cell according to the processing of foreign material by macrophage or dendritic cell. Either they are processed with the MHC2 molecule or MHC1 molecule. Based on that only the particular T cell becomes activated. So this was all about the today's lecture. That in that we have discussed about the